Wonderful.
Baruch Hashem. Before we continue with the names, I have to do some introduction. Today, somehow, people looking to call their kids, and they're looking for new names. They're looking for more, as we call it, mother names. There is mamash a book, and I think even you can see it even on the Google. People when they want to call a name right away, they're going to Google and they're picking up names that I don't know where it's coming from, and they like a name and they say we want this name. So, Rav Chaim Kanievsky everybody agreeing that he is the most knowledgeable when it comes to names. And whatever he says, I advise everybody to listen because he is behemet an expert. And he is very much against all the mother names. He doesn't like it at all. He said it's not good. Why? There is Ari Kadosh, and the Arizal is saying that from the time of the second temple, there is no more new souls in this world. Everything is keep coming back. He said, we all been here once. It's Gilgulim and Tikkunim. So when we calling the child a name, we calling his neshama. And we want to fix the old one. The old ones, if it's from 1,000 years ago or 1,500 years ago, nobody knows Shirley or Mitzli or Kinley or Beasley, all kind of crazy names that I don't know where they're coming from. So you're doing injustice to the child who came over here to fix a different name. So he said that's why we have to stick to the old names. Don't come with new names. Yeah.
There are many Tanaim Amoraim that we don't use their names. Talfon.
Yes. Very, very good question. Very good. And he is talking about it. He said, many of them, it was a name of only a nickname. Like Abaye, his name was Nachmani. And there is more names that he brings there, but he says if the name people will laugh at the child, so don't call this name, okay? You call on the Avot Akdoshim. Whatever you see in the Torah, that's what you're going to write. And that's what you're going to call, and that's it. Because they called names according to what happened when the child was born. Like it was a hunger, it was a pogrom, it was this. They called according to what happened in the world at this time. They knew. We don't know. Like Leah called Reuven. Why she call him this name? She said, Kira Hashem be'oni. Hashem, he saw how poor I am. Finally, he gave me a son. How did she know? They knew. We don't know. A mother wants to call her daughter Nes. Nes. I said, why are you going to call her Nes? She said, Hashem made me a miracle. How do you know? What? You connected to Shamayim? So, calling names, you don't be emotional. You have to be very practical. The best thing is to call the kids on names of tzaddikim and tzaddikot.
Sorry, Rabbi?
Yeah.
Sorry, what about the name Mazal?
Okay. Can we leave these questions to the end? I will get to every name, I promise you. I have a list that we're going to finish in 1 month. But even the Chazon Ish, he said, don't call the kids today Fega, Shena, Braindel. You know, this is what they used to call in Europe Yiddish. He said for the Hasidim, it's okay, they used to it. For us, no. He said no.
Rabbi, what does that mean for us? It's no.
Because we're not Hasidim. We're not in the community that is very closed. Right? Can you come to Husid and tell him my daughter's name is I don't know what, Sharon? He tell you, Vos. If you say Shane, oh, now we understand. It depends. But Leah, Rivka, Sarah, Rachel, Yocheved, all these names, everybody knows. So why go fishing in the dark? Rabbi Chaim was very much against all the new names. He said somebody gave him a list of 200 names. He almost erased them all. Maybe 2 or 3 he left. He erased everything. He said it's not good. Because the child has to have a kesher, has to have a tie to his neshama. We have to understand. You know, I cannot explain here things which are very, very deep. You know, I need to be in a classroom, I need a blackboard, and to break every name with a gematria and where it goes and what, then your mind will blow up. I can't, in the forum, I can't do it. But don't call your children with a modern name. No good, you're doing injustice to the child. We have to go back. What's wrong with Sarah? Rav Chaim says even Adam is not a good name. He says, don't call Adam.
Rav,
Yeah,
can I ask a question on that?
yeah.
How come some people have a custom of naming after the living and some do it only after the person dies?
I'll get to it.
Is there? Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Rav. Thank you.
Rav, do you mind explaining why Adam is not a good name?
Whatever is before Avraham Avinu, even Hanoch, which is a good name, there is a long debate if to call this name or not to call this name. At the end, they said, okay, Hanoch, because Cain had a son that his name was Hanoch. So there is a debate if to call this name or not.
Rav, what about Noah?
I was waiting for that. Noah, because he was a tzaddik, and the Torah says that Noah was a tzaddik. So that's the only one before Avraham Avinu that they said, okay.
I like that answer.
Okay. Now, so we have to call after Avraham Avinu. Avraham, Yitzchak. When you're saying Avraham, you're giving the child so much koach. Why to take it away from him? Why to call him Gilad? Ilan, a tree. It's איפה אברהם, איפה אילן. there is a book that he take every names and he break it to pieces. It's mind-boggling with the numbers. Where
Is it possible person suffers in life because of his name?
and how? And how? Let's go for 1 second to Purim. Okay? Who was Aman?
He was, from Amalek.
Amalek,
Yes.
right? How much is the gematria for Amalek?
The same for Safek.
Gematria in numbers.
130.
Amalek? No. Amalek is 240. Amalek is 240. The name Mordechai, how does it start? 2 first letters.
Mem Rosh.
How much is it?
240.
240. Very good. Mordechai, if only with his 2 first letters of his name, he can wipe up Amalek.
Mordechai is a very good name then.
Oh, yes. Yes. Now, now we have either he is Mar, which is bitter, either he is Ram, all the way up. There is so much to talk about it. I can sit here weeks and break every name to pieces. And you see how important is this. But if I have to break Isabella, I don't know even what to do with this.
Rav, do you mind telling us the meaning of Mordechai?
I'll get to it.
Thank you.
Just to tell you that Mordechai and Esther, which was Hadassah, which was Shoshana, meaning the smell that come to represent the neshama. Mordechai is one of the samamanim, meaning is one of the simanim of the ketoret. Hadass also come to represent smell. Shoshana also come to represent smell, meaning spiritual. The spiritual of Mordechai and Esther defeated the money and everything else that Haman had. Meaning, in order to defeat Amalek, you have to be very spiritual.
So, Rabbi, how come in Gemara there is non-Jewish names and they were very spiritual?
Like what?
Today I was talking to my son and he told me about that. I was talking about your classes with him. And I told him that how important to give a right name for a child, like Jewish names. So he told me, how come in Gemara there's a lot of non-Jewish names, and Baruch Hashem, they were very successful and very
Tell me a few of them, no?
He told me, but it's not my field. He told me the names, it's so complicated names. You should know.
We know Abaye and Rabbi.
There's Horknut.
Maybe Girim, those that
Not
came
a
to.
Jewish
No,
name.
no, not Gerim. No, there was a non-Jewish name. So I gave him also example about Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, the way how he used to be called Abdallah outside of the house. So that's how he came with non-Jewish names in Gemara. He said, and how come there was very, Gdoshim.
First of all, each one of them had a Jewish name. For example, Rav Meir, many times in the Gemara, they call him Nehorai. Nehorai is in Aramaic, meaning is O. O. Meir, right? Also O. The only name that we can debate over here is Ishmael. Rabbi Ishmael ben Elisha Kohen Gadol. Ishmael actually is not a bad name. Why? First of all, he was the son of Abraham Avinu. Second of all, he did a tshuva. And Hashem listened to him because Ishmael. Okay.
Rob, wasn't it because also that Hashem chose that name for him?
Exactly. Whoever Hashem chose his name is a good name.
Thank you.
Okay, so now.
Did Hashem also chose Adam's name? Is that true?
Adam called himself Adam. Hashem didn't call him.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
The kids are just ask the Rav before you name a baby.
If you're smart, yes. So now, all the Shemot, the new one that you gave already, without asking, now the question will be, should we add another name? We should not add another name. Now it's becoming more complicated. So again, you have to ask. But usually we tell you to add one more name, Torah name, and the Torah name will be the main one, and slowly the other name will be
disappear.
Forgotten.
Rav, is it problem if the cousins is being called by the same name? Cousins, meaning like brothers' children or sisters' children?
No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem, no. Okay. Now, you have to understand one thing. The neshama is made from the 22 letters of the alphabet. And we have to give the child name of tzaddik or tzaddiket, so he'll be connected to the alphabet. The modern name has no meaning בכלל.
Rabbi, are all names from the Torah recommended?
Like what?
Like I read today that my name was not recommended because of what happened to Dina, because she went out and got herself in trouble. It said that it's not a recommended name.
Dina, if somebody wants to call Dina, is very much recommended that he will add another name. Usually we say Dina Malka.
So another name. So okay. So it softens it.
Yeah, to soften that.
What about
So is
Dina?
that Dina?
So,
What
is
Dina
it
told
too
us?
late to add another name for me if my name is Dina? Is it important to add it or just leave it?
If your life is going well, so you can leave it. Why play with this?
Is Adina and Dina the same, Rabbi? Adina and Dina?
No. Adina is completely something else.
Oh, okay.
And my advice, if you can add Ayin to Dina, and it will be Adina,
yeah,
will be very good.
Rob,
Okay,
does that
thank you,
also, Rob, does that also relate to something that's not harsh? Like we have a story of Shulamit bat Divri.
Yes. Shlomit.
Yeah, Shlomit.
Shlomit, Rav Chaim Kanievsky will tell you, call Shulamit. Shulamit milashon shalom. Shlomit, she don't have a good history. So don't call your daughter Shlomit. You can call it Shulamit.
Thank you, Rob.
And it's from Shir HaShirim, Shuvi Shuvi HaShulamit. Example, some of the new names have very nice meaning to them. For example, Sophia. If it's in Russian, Sophia, right? Did you hear this name once?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very popular. Very popular.
Very popular name.
Yeah.
So I will tell you, it's a good name.
What does it mean, Sophia?
Sophia, we are מצפים, meaning, איך אומרים מצפים?
Expecting.
We expecting very anxiously that Hashem will build the third temple. And Sophia, yeah, there is a book, Sophia Alichot Beita. Yeah? Which
וגם באשת חיל.
אשת
יש
חיל,
את השם
yes.
הזה. Yeah.
Sophia is a good name. It's a good name, even though it's a new name. We never heard it before.
But you're saying Sophia or Sophia? It's different, huh?
Usually the tzaddik by the Sfaradim is a Saddik. We're not saying tzitzit. The Sfaradim will say sisit.
Right.
It sounds like a samech. Sound like. So
Rabbi?
Sophia, I assume, is Sophia.
So
What do you
Sonia
call it?
used to be Sophia.
Ah,
Sonia? Sophia?
Sonia, I don't know if this is Sophia.
It's
I
not.
don't know. I don't think so.
So then why the name like El Natan, like Hashem gave, or Natanel?
Nathanael, right? It's written in the Torah, Nathanael ben Tzuar.
David.
But and Nathan, there is a meaning, but we don't have any a record to such a name.
So Nathan
Okay.
is good, but Nathan is not.
Ah,
You mean Nathanael is good, but not Nathan.
no. El Nathan.
El Nathan.
But Nathanael is good?
Nathanael is very good.
Oh, Rabbi, my son's name is El Natan. He's 3 years old.
Okay.
That's not.
And Nathan, actually, it's written in the Torah. Nathanael and El Nathan, both of them are okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good or not?
That's good.
Rabbi, what if it's Adam Avi? Is that okay?
Why to call a person Adam?
Why? Because I like that name.
Why?
And my husband said Avi as a second name, a Hebrew name.
Why?
Why? I just wanted that name. I thought it was Adam is also a Hebrew name, actually, from the Torah. It's not a good name. A lot of people have they name their kids Adam. It's the first man.
Did he eat from the tree?
No.
Was he afraid from his wife?
Was he afraid from the wife? Who, Adam? No.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because he ate.
She hit him then she was.
That's what you want?
To be so the child could be afraid from the wife?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Not exactly, no.
So why didn't you ask before?
I didn't know before. I don't know.
But you liked it.
Okay, but we gave him a second name, Avi.
Avi is Abraham.
Right.
So call him Abraham.
So just change it to Abraham? Don't call him Adam anymore?
Abraham, Adam.
Abraham. Instead of Avi, Abraham?
Abraham, Adam.
Abraham Adam. Okay.
There is any takers that they have to do to change the name, or just to change it and that's it?
That's it. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
good. Any more questions?
Are we going
Yes,
through the
sorry.
names today?
Can we say a name?
Are we going through names?
Yeah.
Liel.
Ah,
Liel.
Liel.
Yes. Liel Eden. Maze.
It's a girl's name.
That should answer you.
Rabbi, what about bracha?
Wait 1 second. I'm still waiting for my name.
They call you? They call you Liel?
No, my daughter is Liel. Liel Eden.
Liel Eden?
Yeah.
What, are you Israeli?
Nope. My husband.
I can see.
No, he's not Israeli.
Ah,
He liked the name.
what did he pick that up?
He said Hashem gave me paradise because he always wanted a girl first, and we had 2 boys. So when he finally had the girl, he got creative.
What does it mean, Liel?
To me, Hashem, right?
Which El?
Isn't there only one?
I'm God, no?
It's
Also, I wanted to ask, when the teacher writes her name, I realized this year she puts like a line between the Hashem's, like between the Aleph and the Lamed. Do we have to do that every time we write her name? Really? Oh, wow.
my advice to you, fast to add for her one more name.
Rabbi, Liel is not a good name?
Liel,
Yes.
you tell me.
I love it. I love the name.
You love the name.
I love the name.
What about
don't
Shai?
have-
What about
I don't have
Shiloh?
any girls. I don't have any girls, but I love the name.
Guys,
Like-
can you please be patient with the names? I mean, we all want to know our names. I also want to know, but let's all be patient, please.
Okay. I'm dealing with this name because this is a very good example. What not to do.
We got smarter on the 4th time we asked you, Baruch Hashem, for the 4th baby.
Baruch Hashem. You cannot call name because you like it. So let me tell you something. Please don't get offended. Okay? If yes, I'm asking Mechila in advance. What do you know about the meanings in Hebrew? Imagine I want to call my child in Russian. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know the language. I don't know what I'm saying even.
Okay, a lot of people don't know, Rabbi. A lot of people don't, they just name their kids.
But why to play games with the neshama of a child, Ribono Shel Olam? Don't you see in the Brit, we calling the name of the baby by the Brit, if it's a boy?
But Rabbi, there's also name dictionary, and
Don't need
and
it.
they
That's the
have.
dictionary. You see this? That's the dictionary.
Yeah, but
Before we
Rav
knew
Chaim-
it was so important, that's what we went by.
But the dictionary, you have to know what you're saying also. And what's behind it.
So you can ask any local Orthodox rabbi, right?
Only the one that this is their field.
But Rav Chaim, sometimes people take it to the extreme. Like my name's Shoshana, for example, and they said, "Oh, you have two shins in your name, then you're fire. You're very, very fiery type of personality." And then they label you. It's also not good, no, to know too much and to
I
label
didn't know
yourself.
that. I didn't know that you and she is a Kabbalistic.
So probably she heard it from such people, and then that's it. She put people, and
She heard it from somebody.
right.
And somebody heard from whom?
Her aunt.
So you're saying the sources are not like, you have to be careful who you go to and who you ask. So right, I thought maybe she asked this type of person and she just put a label on me and that's it. It's like as if this is who you are and you can't be changed. I felt it wasn't fair.
So Shana is a very good name.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. Thank you, Rav Haimoff.
Okay, good. Okay. We're
Rabbi,
going now
name
to
Eyal.
names. Back to the name.
Name Eyal.
Eyal.
Yes, Eyal Liad.
Eyal. Let's see if it's on my list. That's a new name.
Eyal Golan.
Eyal Golan.
Isn't it Eliyahu? Short for Eliyahu?
No, it's not Eliyahu.
I have somebody in the family, Eyal. It's short for Eliyahu. We call him Eyal.
Eyal is a new name, and usually we don't call it.
Rabbi, what about the name Abram instead of Avraham? Some people do that. Is that?
Avram?
Yeah, just Abram, like
I don't
Abram.
know how to pronounce it. It's Abraham. Como they call him Aaron, Aaron, like a closet. But it's Aaron.
That's funny.
Okay, so let's make a deal. All the names that are not appearing in the Torah, leave it aside, we'll deal with that. You have to know that it's not good. Now, how much, we'll deal with that. Let me go first to what we started, and because we have to somehow end it, David, we in Dalet now. It's a person that knows how to accept, is humble, modest, and he can have also guts. You see, each character that I'm saying, you have to know that it can go either way, and it's like a cocktail. He has ambitions to complete. He likes things to be completed. He cannot see things 3/4 done, 95% down. No way. He likes to win. You don't start any argument with him because he will not leave you alone unless he'll prove that he is right. When he has opinion, that's it. He doesn't forgive you easily. And he Baal Chesed is a big Baal Chesed. You see the contrast? You see the contrast? With one name, how many things can happen? He loves to help all the weak ones. Very sensitive. He likes everything. He goes toward the things that mysterious. Things that we all we like it. Trustworthy. You can trust this person with closed eyes. He knows how to listen to people. He can sit and listen to you for hours. Mesudar, meaning neat. Mechushav, everything done here, not here. Oh. V'sameach, always happy. So many things in one name. David.
And only 3 letters.
Only 3 letters.
Yeah, wow.
Now, you can have a child, his name is David, and he has all this in him. He can be stubborn, he can fight with you. When he wants something, he will not move from the other side. He can be sensitive and helping people. And you say, this child, what's the matter with him? You know, pam kacha. One time he's acting like that, one time acting like that. You have to know where it's coming from. It's within his name. You, the parents, you have to do a job over here. Have to do a job. There is a boy called Dan. Dan. From the Torah.
Is it like Daniel?
Dan is one of the tribes.
Rabbi, I have Edan. Is that okay?
Edan. Who chose these names?
Guys.
Israel. Edan Israel.
Israel is okay. Israel Edan. Dan is a nice name, is one of the boys of Yaakov Avinu. Modest, humble. Again, likes completion. This is all his life, he wants things to be complete. Stubborn. When he has opinion, nobody will move him. And whatever he feels inside, he has a good intuition. Whatever he has inside, it's happening. But he's Ish Chesed. Whatever he works, he knows his job perfectly. And he has very much leniency towards spiritualism. He doesn't like so much the material world. So if you have a child, his name is Danny or Dan. You have a job. Now, Daniel.
Is this the same for Daniela, for a girl? No.
Daniela, you don't call. No Ariella, no Daniela, no Meira.
No Gabriella.
No Gabriela.
What about
Daniel.
Michaela? She's in the
Michaela,
Torah, but it's mentioned in the Torah, no?
yeah, but not as a lady.
Michaela?
Yes.
Thank you, Rav.
Don't make a feminine name out of a boy's name, out of a
She
masculine.
was Michal. So she was Michaela.
Again,
He does his job.
when a name if it's for boy, if you're giving it to a girl, you're giving her a neshama of a man, she might won't be able to give birth.
Wow, that's scary.
I'm telling you again and again, and I repeat it 55 times. We're dealing with dangerous stuff. Dangerous. Enough, I like it. I'm connected to the name. Pa, 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 pa. It's not a game. Today, most of the modern name, it goes to a man and a woman as well. Today, you know, many men are not able to bring kids to the world. Are you aware of it? And the first thing I'm asking them, what is your name? Maybe his parents, by calling him a name, they gave him a neshama of a lady.
Rabbi, does it also mix up their gender in a way also, like spiritually?
By the way, that's what Hashem did to Avraham Avinu. Avraham was not able to give. Avraham, yes. Sarai, he cannot give birth. Take the yud away, put a hay back, she can give birth.
Doesn't the neshama though precede the name?
What?
The baby is born first, then it gets a name. So the neshama comes before the name. So how could someone give a feminine neshama to a boy if the neshama is...
The neshama has a name already, okay? And if you miss on the name, that's why Hashem put it in the mind of the Ima when she give birth, Ima or Abba, what to call them. And if you have a doubt, call somebody who understands this field and he will help you. I always ask, what do you have in mind? What do you have in mind? Okay? What is the first choice that you have in mind? Abba and Ima. When they're telling me first the choice and I see it's a good name, I said, that's the name. Because they send him a message from Shamayim, email. That's the name. And then Shama will be connected to it. Daniel is ambitious, very ambitious, but he is modest and he listens. But he wants success. He has a very good senses, always like to move. He cannot sit still. Today, probably they're going to call him ADD, right? But he likes to move. He has enthusiasm and he likes to bring it to other people as well. A jumpy one. He cannot stand still. All the time, very creative. He come up with new ideas, you know, a person very interesting. He loves the people. He loves the poor ones and he likes to do chesed with them. Quiet and happy. Boy, I have a grandson, באמת, it's exactly it.
And I have a son, Rabbi.
Exactly. Unbelievable.
Exactly my son, Daniel, that you spoke with him on Friday.
Exactly like
כבוד
my
הרב,
son.
כבוד הרב, סליחה, what about if my son is תומר טל דניאל?
אוי ואבוי, תומר טל דניאל, תומר טל, send them somewhere.
But he is exactly what you described.
So the main name is Daniel.
So should we call him Daniel?
Yeah.
Not Tomer Tal anymore?
That's bring their problems.
And I heard once that there are two Daniels, Daniel and Daniel. The rabbi said not to call Daniel.
Who said?
One rabbi said that Daniel, it's Hashem, it's a judgment. It comes from judgment. There is something about it?
Daniel, the prophet, was a tzaddik. Everybody can call this name, it's fine.
Thank you.
We're going to Dalet for ladies now. Deborah, Deborah, Debbie, Deborah, Deborah, it's all the same. Balat Chesed, she knows how to pay back favors to people who did for her favors. She have Akarat Tov, she knows what gratitude means. Modest. Also, always in a move. Very sensitive, and she can get hurt very fast. Adinat nefesh. Very delicate neshama. But listen to this now. She has tendency for gashmiut, for material world. You think a sensitive people have tendency to an leniency toward spiritual. She has more material.
I'm so sorry. Which name are we up to?
Deborah. Deborah.
Thank you.
Debbie.
It's exactly my Debbie.
She likes to go vacation out, not to stay home, out. Restaurant, shopping, out. Very smart, very clever. And she likes company, she talks with this one, she talks with that one. She is involved.
Rabbi, every word you said is true.
Toda Rabba, thank you. Next name on my list is Dina.
Wait, Rabbi, what if their middle name is Doris? Can they change it to Deborah?
Doris?
Yeah.
Ambitious, modest, he wants success.
What's the meaning of it?
I'm not sure.
Rabbi Chaim was sorry to interrupt. Is Dina and Diana the same word, the same meaning?
I hope so.
So, Rabbi, is Doris like the name Devorah?
Ma,
Is Doris like the name Devorah?
you can change it to a Devorah. Yes.
Thank you.
Rabbi, so it's
Rabbi, how
okay to,
about
is it okay to
Dina,
call her
let me
Debbie?
go to Dina for a second. Let me go to Dina, and then I'll answer back to you.
Okay.
Dina, she likes to make other people happy. Very worried, and she loves her family. Trustworthy person. You can count on her. She always have the will to be successful. She knows her job very well. Understand? And she's very considerate. But she knows how to fight. When you start with her, forget it.
Oh yeah,
My husband said you're on point with the name.
Rabbi is very on point right now.
But she
Especially
has the tendency to forgive and to forget. And sometimes she's judging herself negatively. That's who she is. And I know that I'm on the money.
On the nail. Hit the nail on the head.
10%.
Okay, so now you know what to do. All the denote here, you know, they very much work with this. This is not a player over here. This is the main player. But it's a person that you can count on. The husband of this kind of a name, he fell into a good hands because he can go and he knows that he has somebody that will take care of what needs to be taken care of. Okay.
Rabbi, can I ask a quick question?
I don't think so. What time is it?
10:05.
Okay, 2 more questions and we call it a night.
My question is this. I had a little problem this week, so I couldn't listen to complete shurs. Did you do Chava yet?
No,
Thank you.
not yet.
Rabbi, I have a quick question, please.
Yes.
Sometimes people want to name their kids, grandkids after somebody, and I actually had that. So, and if they don't have like a Torah name, or maybe the character wasn't too great, like you don't want to offend them, right? Because they're putting literally the money on it. So what do you do?
Which character is no good? The family person?
Right. The person that was named after Mamish wasn't so great. And it might not even be a Torah name. Sometimes it is a Torah name, sometimes it's not. But like, how do you deal with it?
So when you give the name, you make a kavana on the name of the Torah, not on the relative.
Okay.
Rabbi, Ahuva is
Doron.
1 second.
Rabbi, is Ahuva is a Torah name?
Ahuva?
The name from Torah? Because you spoke about it. I wasn't sure.
It's a name that we can live with, yes.
What about Doron?
Ma?
Doron.
Doron?
Yes.
It's a new name. It's a new in the market. To tell you that we like it, Rav Chaim will not like it.
So the question is now for all the people that need to add a name or change a name, how do we go about doing that?
You add yourself a name and you're telling the people, I want you to call me with this name now.
Rav Chaim, what if the parents are not into it? Like I know a person who has Darren, but they mamash love this name, so
We
they never
have
want to
a
change to the
neighbor.
Jewish
We
name.
have a neighbor that her name was Orna. Orna. Rav Chaim heard it. He told them, your name from now on is Esther. He wiped it out. And
Kvod
now
Harav.
he's saying to everybody, please don't call me Orna. My name is Esther.
And you don't have to go to the Torah name on nothing?
No.
Do we have to change social security and all the birth certificate? Nothing?
Tuva?
Tara, just one question. The name Yasmin, that's the same as Dudaim, right?
Yasmin is a name of a flower. It's like narcisse. All this. Shoshana also, it's a name of a flower.
Doesn't Rashi say it's same as Dudaim? It's the same Dudaim that Reuben gave to Leah?
Yasmin, it's better to add one more name.
Rav, excuse me. When you say the pasuk for your name when you're davening and you have two names, do you do two separate pasuk? You take the first letter from your first name and the last letter from your second name.
I have a list for all the names. Okay. Okay.
Rabbi, can I ask one last question?
Yes.
What does bracha mean?
Blessing. It's a very good name.
Thank you.
What are the characteristics of bracha? The descriptions like you would give for the other names? Other than the blessing, what would be the full description?
He is a blessing.
How about Israel?
She's a blessing. That's all. Okay.
How
Have a
about
good
Israel?
night, everybody. Shavua Tov. I'll see you tomorrow night. We have a long journey to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shavua, thank you very much, Rabbi.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Shavua Tov.
Good night.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Shabbat Tov, Rabbi. Good night.
And
Shavua Tov.
9 o'clock.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi. Good night, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi. Good night.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Shabbat Tov, Rabbi. Thank you. See you tomorrow morning.